First time somebody called me a nigger was second grade, first day of school. Little white girl, name was Carol. I'll leave out her last name. And it wasn't even like mean, it was like, hi, nigger.
What's the name of this cat?
Nigger.
Most of my friends are my generation. I mean, I'm 55. And we all decry the use of it. And yet sometimes we're fiddling around, we say it. Sometimes.
5 children. 20 miles from Selma, several shots were fired. The driverless car veered off the highway and came to a stop at a cattle fence. Mrs. Liuzzo was dead. Arrested and charged with murder were 3 alleged members of the Ku Klux Klan. One was tried, and the jury was unable to reach a verdict. This is an earthen dam, the temporary grave of 3 civil rights workers, 2 white, 1 Negro, Mickey Schwerner, Andrew Goodman, and James Chaney, beaten and shot to death. Among those indicted for this triple slaying were 6 men identified as members of the Ku Klux Klan. None has been brought to trial. In this automobile, Reserve Lieutenant Colonel Lemuel Penn was killed by a shotgun blast while riding through Colbert, Georgia. Arrested for this crime were 4 Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. 2 Klansmen were tried and acquitted. In a few short months, 5 murders, 13 alleged members of the Ku Klux Klan said to be involved in the killings.
But we all kind of bemoan the fact that it's used with such regularity by younger people. But that may be just old guys bitching about being old.
Bullshit. Why do I call myself a nigga, you ask me? Well, that's because I'm all about that cash, G.
Our community has been using the word and sort of trying to redefine the context of it for a long time. And a lot of people make the argument that it's destructive. It is in a lot of ways, but the fact of the matter is that there's a large segment of black people who grew up hearing the word intended as nothing but like love.
Nigga, please, she was smiling at me, not you. You? That's right. Man, she's way too happening for a nigga like you.
They can have different meanings, be used in a different context.
Not you again, nigga.
I told you, he called me a nigga.
Jordan?
JT.
Nigga, it's like brother.
Jordan isn't a brother.
When such an order as this moves in and takes over the police power, you are completely at their mercy. And their atrocities and their violence can be visited on anybody that disagrees with them in any given situation. What started as a joke 100 years ago, when a group of men donned bedsheets for a romp, has over the years attracted to it persons charged with acts of harassment, intimidation, and violence throughout the South. Even though the nation has been outraged for many years, the Ku Klux Klan persists with its bizarre ritual and trappings. But 100 years is a long time for a joke.
CBS Reports presents the Ku Klux Klan, the Invisible Empire. Here is CBS News correspondent Charles Kuralt.
Good evening. The Ku Klux Klan as a secret organization has been allowed to exist in this country. Virtually every president of the United States in the past century has said the Klan has little regard for constituted authority. President Johnson, following the murder of Mrs. Liuzzo in Alabama, defined the Ku Klux Klan as a hooded society of bigots and warned Klansmen to get out of the Klan and return to a decent before it is too late. It is Sunday, the morning after a Ku Klux Klan meeting in Durham, North Carolina. These men are members of the United Klans of America, Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, one of the most exclusive organizations in America. It excludes many Protestants, all Roman Catholics, Jews, Negroes, Spanish Americans, Puerto Ricans, and anyone else who, according to the Ku Klux Klan, is not 100% pure American.
I don't hate niggers, man. I don't associate with niggers. On the other hand, I don't associate with common white trash or Jews or Catholics, if I can help it.
This is the Grand Dragon of the North Carolina realm of the United Klans, J. Robert Jones, former sailor, bricklayer, lightning rod salesman. He now reportedly rules over more than 50 claverns, or chapters, and their 7,000 dues-paying members.
I think the nigger has rights in this country. He should have equal rights, but separate rights. It's worked for 100 years in the South, and I think it will work now. But if you was the nicest fella in the world and Lyndon Johnson said I had to associate with you every day, I'd tell Lyndon Johnson to go straight to hell, because I would not associate with you.
Flanoy's family wants you to take a good look at something you may need to brace yourself for. Devontae's body in an open casket. This, they say, is what violence on the streets of Chicago really looks like. The 20-year-old had recently returned to Chicago from college in Georgia. He was gunned down in what police are calling a gang shooting.
About a week ago, it was just 2 killers out here, you know, 2 shootings, people died. It may look like it look now, but it ain't sweet. Trust me, this is one of the most infamous projects. It's chaos, man.
Boston is a 5-mile radius. You have at least 6 boroughs. You have Mattapan, Dorchester, Roxbury, South End, Hyde Park. In Mattapan, you may have up to 20 gangs. In Roxbury, you might have 20, 30 gangs. Dorchester, you may have 30, 40 gangs. South End, you may have at least 10. Overall, there's gangs being formed every day.